So if you've been playing recently, since the latest patch, you have probably felt quite a difference in the game. I know I have. I know a lot of people on Reddit have. And I think there's a couple of different reasons for this. I think a lot of it has to do with the dwindling player base. I think a lot of it has to do with actually the biggest thing that I think has to do with it is the experimental queue that they implemented. Right now, if you're playing on like Outpost or honestly any map for that matter, you're going to notice that the game feels infinitely more aggressive than it did previously. Um, I I think it's a combination, like I said, of level-based matchmaking, which I don't even like. Is that confirmed to exist? I mean, it must be, right? That experimental queue implementation. So a lot of people, and by a lot of people I mean probably the more casual players, are focused on that game type right now, as opposed to regular outpost runs or regular dire marsh runs. And I think in addition to all of that, there's also the fact that people are getting close to being done with their contracts. So when people are done with their contracts, they don't have a purpose in each match. Now the purpose is to quite literally loot and PvP, and most of the good loot at this point will come from PvP. So I think it is just at a point in the life cycle of the actual season where this is just it's past a threshold where it feels like every single game that you go in is just pure aggression. And I think that a lot of that is by design. But I also fear that this is going to push more casual players away even further. They already feel a little bit segregated and isolated. But like as we continue to go through this journey and the life cycle of the season, it's becoming more and more apparent that the game is even more hardcore than we initially thought. And I want my entire goal with this channel is to bring in the casual players and try to give them a voice and try to give them a little bit of confidence to continue to push the game and enjoy the game. You're allowed to play the game the way that you want to play it. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. I think there is the stigma that you've got to play like these streamers, and you don't have to. You can enjoy the game the way that you want to enjoy it. But again, this entire video and the point of this is I fear that as this game continues to go through its life cycle, it may push people away even further, and I don't want that. I love this game. I want it to thrive. I want as many people to play it as possible, and everybody that plays it enjoys it. It's a great game. It just has some issues. If you're liking the video so far, please consider subscribing. It means the absolute world to me. I appreciate all of you guys being here. I'm a super small channel, and this is a dream of mine. I love making these videos for you guys. This match right here is actually one that I ran last night with a few of my friends. And I mean, I got 9 runner kills or slash downs in this match, and I end up dying. You'll see at the end here. But I feel like I played exceptionally well. Watching it over, I can definitely see some mistakes that I made, and it's good to watch your VODs. If you have the capability, I recommend watching your VODs because you learn so much about yourself and so much about the game just from watching it back. What you could have done differently, etc. Right there, I just knocked 3 people, and then there's another guy up top that killed my teammate. So this is kind of like what I'm getting at. Is like, before the patch, before the experimental queue was actually implemented, there was like, you could come on to Outpost and you could almost experience like, it was like eerily quiet. You could go and you could grab like the 2 green cards, you can open up Pinwheel, and you could loot Pinwheel and be out of there before you even saw anybody. Like a lot of times that was happening. Now, when I'm queuing in since the patch, I am literally having to change my entire strategy. I have to basically rotate around the map and kill all the players before I even think about going into Pinwheel. Because if I don't, there's literally an assassin just waiting in the corner as I loot Pinwheel, and he's just going to waster me. Which is another problem that they're going to be soon addressing. But I don't know if their fix for the waster is actually the right fix. And this guy scares the crap out of me. I was literally going through here to move, and I just happened to slide into a triage. And you're going to notice here in a little bit, I killed this guy again. Playing trios, as somebody that typically plays solos, I have a huge problem with the revival system. I don't know if if this is a good or a bad thing, but like, especially in like 1v3 scenarios, when I kill somebody, I expect them to be dead, but they're not. They can just get revived indefinitely as long as their teammate is alive. So like, I don't know how to feel about that because like, I'm already at a disadvantage at you know, 1v3ing in this. I down somebody, which is a feat in itself, and then they can just go back and revive him. And if I down him again, they can revive him again. They can just revive him forever. I'm curious if maybe they should actually reduce the amount of times that you can be revived in a match. Like maybe once. Like if you get revived once after being knocked and downs, you can't get revived any longer. But like just playing this back and forth is kind of crazy because like these 9 player kills that I get in this aren't really 9. And now I have another rook pushing me. So this, I mean, this is insane. I mean, like before the experimental queue, I never experienced anything like this. Like this is, I think this entire clip is like 12 minutes long, and this is literally me fighting for the entirety of it. Like it's absolutely wild. And I don't even win. I get absolutely nothing. In fact, I lose everything. So like, from my perspective, I have like 170 hours in the game. I work a full-time job. I have a family. But I'm blessed to be able to put in more time than a lot of other people. But like, if you are a casual player and you're in this scenario and you fight for 13 minutes and you come out with absolutely nothing, but instead you actually lose everything, how is that going to feel? That's just going to push you away from the game. And that is exactly what I don't want to happen, because everybody that plays this game pretty much loves it. Everybody can agree that it's a fantastic game, but there are some things that need to be fixed before those numbers start popping up. And you're gonna see here, this is that same triage that I downed in the little tunnel of the vents. Same guy, Tifa bot, killed him again. And guess what? In about 2 minutes, he's gonna get revived again. And I have literally no time to go down there and revive my teammates because, for starters, they're in doorways, and I'm being pushed by rooks because I can't go inside. So, like, at a certain point, this becomes a little bit exhausting. I love fighting and having a challenge, but at a certain point, like, the game is probably going to stop being fun for a lot of people. Like, I'm not one of those people. I will constantly bash my head against the wall and continue to play this because I absolutely love it. I love getting better. I'm addicted to getting better. And that's what my entire channel is based off of, is trying to bring everybody up, and myself included. Because not only am I making these videos for you guys, but I also am making them for myself, because as I watch these clips, I learned so much about my gameplay, and I can just apply it to my next session. But like, most people aren't that stubborn. They're not going to go through that. They're not going to sit there and bash their head against the wall like I will, because I'm a psycho. I'm a masochist. Call me whatever, but that's what I am. That's the truth. So like, we need to figure out a good middle ground, because we're going to push too many people away if we keep it like this. And like, I don't know if it was exactly the experimental queue that pushed all the casuals towards that queue, which probably was, or if it's literally just if I hit a level threshold, because I think I'm level 88 now. So like, maybe I entered like another bracket or something when I hit 85 around the time that the new patch came out. But I find it a little too ironic and coincidental that that it happened when the patch came out. And I know that they mentioned that there was some sort of bug, but it was like a region bug. So I don't think I'm being affected by that. I think it is literally just a culmination of 4 or 5 different things creating this beast. We're going to let the rest of the clip roll out, because I think I've kind of covered what I've mostly wanted to cover as far as the patch and the queues. I truly hope that we can find some sort of middle ground to keep more players in here, but for me, I am enjoying the difficulty, but I know that it's going to get exhausting for a lot of people. So take that as you will. So I just downed the Vandal again. Yep, we're gonna go in here and try to loot this body, which has absolutely nothing on it. We're gonna stick the res because I gotta do something. I gotta get somebody up. to help me out because I can't keep fighting this. I have absolutely no meds at this point. Like I've exhausted all of my meds. That's why I was looting that body to try to get some meds. So we get my buddy up, and you're gonna see this is gonna be pretty short lived here. And now we're trying to figure out how to get we're trying to figure out how to get Titan up. I ruck over here, start trying to revive him, and there is a player right there. And these are the same guys that I've been fighting for, 6 or 7 minutes. The difference is literally just the fact that they can keep reviving that triage on repeat, and there's not a whole lot that I can do because I'm outnumbered. I can't really push it. I don't have any heals, so if I get it down, like I'm stuck with what I've got. My other teammate runs over here and uses his triage ability to revive my teammate, and they're fully aware of it. I pop my ulti here to prepare, land a lot of good shots on this Vandal. He comes flying down here, land even more shots on him, and he rotates out, and my teammates are going to get knocked here, rotating out. Titan got revived and had no kit, so he had to try to loot. I mean, they made a good play there by just yoinking all of his loot. He couldn't actually do a whole lot to help us, so... and that's another good tip, actually. If you down somebody and you don't expect to loot all of their stuff, or you don't want to loot all their stuff, drop it all on the ground. Because if you drop it all on the ground, they have to then pick it all up. And in the heat of a moment, like, it's pretty impossible. And here I go down, and that's the end of that run. Crazy fought battle. If you guys enjoyed the video, and please consider subscribing. Again, this means the world to me. I appreciate you guys. And we'll see you in the next one.